Hello and welcome to this week's edition of TMA from Engadget. My name is Matt Smith, each week taking you through the biggest, most interesting tech stories of the last 7 days or so. Obviously this week it's going to be a whole lot of Apple stuff, so if you're not interested in Apple stuff, watch it anyway. We need the metrics. Let's get into it. So yes, indeed, the future of iPhones is here, and it's slim, it's titanium, and it only has one camera. Sure, Apple also unveiled the iPhone 17, the 17 Pro, all those new Apple Watches, and the AirPods Pro 3, which I'll talk about a little bit in a moment. But the iPhone Air was definitely the favourite child. Not that I'd know, unloved middle child here. Perhaps predictably, it's a mix of engineering marvels and compromises. Now, the thinner frame means there is obviously less space for battery, but Apple has designed the iPhone Air in a way to hopefully limit that problem. For example, it's using a titanium frame, previously only for iPhone Pro models, to better dissipate heat. There is also adaptive power algorithms built into iOS 26 to moderate power use when it thinks it should. And well, I guess there's also a new slim MagSafe battery pack. To make your famously thin iPhone Air no longer so famously thin. Now, as I already mentioned, Apple kept the iPhone Air thin in part by going for a single 48 megapixel camera. But it also tried here to make it as versatile as possible, but with a 2 micrometer quad pixel sensor along with an optical 2x zoom. Apple says it's the equivalent of 4 lenses, but we'll see about that in the review. Still, it looks kinda cool. It makes all the other iPhones look dated, and one of them is bright orange. It's arguably the same effect as the S25 Edge had, and that was Samsung's take on super thin smartphones coming out later after the rest of the S25 series. And the iPhone Air at $999 is the same price as the iPhone X at launch, arguably the last time Apple tried to truly shake up its iPhone design. And if you don't recall, the iPhone X was the first iPhone to remove the home button back in 2017. This time, however, with the Apple iPhone Air, it's removed a few millimeters because sometimes innovation is purely about subtraction. I wonder if that's why there's no iPhone Plus. Also unveiled the new AirPods Pro 3, which might be my new workout headphones. Arguably, AirPods are the Apple hardware I've used most over the last 3 years, and finally, it's getting an upgrade. Seriously, I even bought the standalone USB-C charging case for my AirPods Pro 2 when that came out, 2 years later. And the upgrade could be tempting. There are some big improvements in these third-gen buds. The active noise cancellation is apparently much more powerful, and there's a new live translation feature, like Pixel bugs, that convert language you hear on the fly into something you will understand. Alas, there's still no feature yet to make people who talk to you while wearing their AirPods less insufferable. Maybe next year. However, for me and probably some of you, the most interesting feature is a heart rate sensor right inside your ear. That's able to hook into iOS's workout apps and third-party ones to monitor your heart rate. Another upgrade, if you're hoping to use them in the gym, is that the buds themselves are a bit smaller to fit inside more ears, and now there are 5 tip sizes up from the previous 3. That means hopefully they'll be less likely to fall out when I get aggressive on the step machine. And yes, I step. David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Bros. Discovery, plans to make HBO more expensive and passwords an awful lot harder to share. These were part of his comments during a Goldman Sachs Communicopia Plus Technology conference, which just sounds awful. The main thing apparently being that HBO Max's content is so good, the company should be charging a whole lot more for it. It comes as a bit of a shock. A CEO telling us explicitly it's gonna charge us more. And finally, Takara Tomy is releasing a Pokeball virtual pet toy. It's pretty much just Tamagotchi, but with Pokemon. While it appears to be a Japan-only release, the product page shows the Tamagotchi Pokeball thing will have an English language option built into the menus if you're willing to import one in. And I'm sure literally some of you are already convinced. Priced at around $51, pre-orders are open now, although it's currently sold out on Amazon Japan. The device will eventually ship on October 11th, and yes, you can raise a Pikachu or even an Eevee. And that was this week's TMA. Thanks once again for liking, subscribing, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Hope to see you next time.